What makes a great Amazon FBA product? I'm going to go into the 6 criteria you need to know before launching your next product. First, please give us a like, comment, and subscribe to the Amazon FBA University YouTube channel. It really helps us with the algorithm. It also helps if you can leave a comment, let us know what you like, let us know what you want to see. It'll help dictate our content going forward. Okay, so you are thinking about launching a product on Amazon. What factors and what do you need to ensure before launching the product? So in general, there's 6 key factors when you're launching a product. The first would be demand. So we want our primary keywords, the underlying market of your Amazon product, to have at least 50,000 in aggregate searches. Doesn't matter how many have which. In general, it's better to disperse the keyword search volume among all of your primary keywords. Second would be your competition. So you want to verify that it's not too competitive to launch in your niche. We do this through using Helium 10's CPR tool, Helium 10's PPC suggested bids tool. We really want low CPR, which means lower sales over 8 days to get to page 1 where all the sales are happening. We'll get into that in more detail in the video, but just know you want to verify that your product has high demand. That's 1. 2 is low or medium competition. 3 would be the price. So in general, we don't want to sell anything that's under $27.99. The reason is that Amazon takes referral fee and they take FBA fee from every order. And so if you're sourcing something and selling it for $14.99, by the time Amazon takes their fees, you're not going to have anything left. So price in general, $27.99. For beginners, we set the maximum at $80. So that's 3. Number 4 would be the size. In general, stay away from oversized items. So make sure your product would be large standard or small standard. And so Amazon FBA fees are charged based on the size of your product. Large standard and small standard, you're charged a lot less based on the size and weight than oversized items. Number 5 would be the ability to differentiate. You want to make sure your product isn't 1, super generic, or 2, trendy in a way that makes it very difficult to differentiate. And so what you can do is look at how many different variations are in the market. In general, multiple variations are good. And you can look at what the customers are complaining about in bad reviews. Through here, you can get really, really good differentiation options. And so you want to make sure there is something to change on your product and you're not selling the same thing as everyone else. Number 6 would be the evergreen nature of your product. And what we're trying to verify is that your product is not going to become obsolete by a newer version in the next year. So think about Apple and the iPhone. So whatever iPhone came out in 2019, 2020, by the time the new version comes out, it's essentially obsolete. Yes, some people may still buy it, but in general, there's a better option on the market. So you want to make sure, in general, your product is not at risk for becoming obsolete by a quick new version hack.
All right, so we got the 6 criteria required to make a great Amazon product, but how do we actually determine that? So we're going to take an example. It's a Materoterapia kit. Obviously, pronunciation might be butchered, but this is basically a search term I've seen popping up a lot lately. It gets over 8,000 searches. It basically is a wood therapy kit, something that massage therapists or someone who just wants relief wants. So how do we determine if the demand's there, if the competition's right, if it's the right price, the right size, if there's an ability to differentiate, and of course, whether it's evergreen or is at risk of becoming obsolete? So first thing I've already done is run the Helium 10 X-ray extension. This is your best friend, right? If you don't have Helium 10, we have a discount in the show notes. Make sure you sign up. I think we have 6 months at 20% off right now. Use that you can't do product research without a tool. So on here, what we see is a bunch of listings doing a ton of revenue per month on this. So how do we determine demand and competition? First thing we want to do, check these boxes and run Cerebro right here. Once we run Cerebro, we're going to land on Helium 10. And what it's going to have is the ASINs of the products you just selected. Then it's also going to have a list of all of the keywords that these two products are indexed for on the Amazon catalog. So right there, you know every single keyword the Amazon's algorithm determines these two products are relevant for. So once we have that, what we're going to do is determine if there's enough demand and the right amount of competition. So you want to go to the export tab and run a CSV file. So what I'm going to do is show you basically what we have in this particular video. You would have to filter this yourself, but what we're going to do here is filter the search volume column by 1,000. Anything on Amazon that gets under 1,000 searches, it's just not enough of a trend, of a market, of a niche for us to rely on. If it gets 600 one month, could get 40 the next month. You don't want to base anything on that. CPR is also a very important metric. What CPR is the sales over 8 days you need to make on each keyword to get to page 1. So let's take wood therapy massage tools, for example. This is getting over 14,000 searches per month. You have to make 53 sales over 8 days. They use 8 somewhat arbitrarily, but you essentially need to make, let's see here, 53. See if I can type this in. 53 over 8. 6 to 7 sales on this keyword. So when a customer searches that keyword, finds your product, and buys it, your ranking on that specific keyword, which is essentially your market, increases. So you need to make 6 sales on these type of keywords over a period of time to get to page 1. Page 1 is where 80 to 90% of the sales happen. If you're not on page 1 organically, it's very tough. You have to spend a lot more on marketing. So we filtered 1,000 search volume, max CPR of 75, and then the one other thing we want to do is filter this. So there's about, give or take, 32 listings on page 1. We only want to see the keywords that these particular listings are on page 1 for, because remember, if you're not on page 1, you're not getting any organic sales. If you're not getting any organic sales, it doesn't matter how many searches per month are happening on these keywords, you're not getting any. So we want to set this filter, the competitor rank average, which takes an average of however many product listings you run Cerebro on, and we want to filter this to, well, you got to do a little custom here. So less than 33, so first 32, and does not equal 0. And then we have our remaining keywords. So what we want to look for, we want keywords that have enough first demand. Demand would be at least 50,000 searches in total. Right here, this has 59,000, check. CPR, we want an overall CPR average of 40 or below. So if we highlight these, the average is 33. Perfect. So demand is high. We want high demand, low competition. There's an ability to get to page 1. Boom. We're checking the box there, and we're getting ready to go to the next step. So demand and competition are checked. So how do we determine if price fits the bill? First thing we're looking for is $27.99 or above. Right here, the average price is $30. Boom. We know we can sell this at least at $30. It looks like some of these are all the way up at 35. Some of these, this is at 50. So we know, okay, there is an ability to sell for a price that we can actually make a decent profit. If you see this at like 16, 17, even if there's 1 or 2 listings that are above, stay away. So the next thing is size. So what we're looking for is large and small standard. Best way to get an idea of this is just look at what the competition is. Unless your product's wildly different, it's going to be a similar size tier. As we can see right here, large standard, small standard. Small standard is really small. It's very rare you could source a product like that. But just through that, we know large standard is available. All right, so what's next? What's next is ability to differentiate. What we need to do is actually look at a couple of these products and look for critical reviews so that we can see what the customer's voice is saying. We never want to just blindly make differentiations. So you click right here on the link, it would take you to a listing. Then you're going to run X-ray again and go to review insights. And so once you do, you want to select 1, 2, and 3-star reviews, basically anything that's critical, has tangible feedback. And what you want to do is look for patterns and tangible items that customers are complaining about that we could make a differentiation on. So this one, there's not a ton. It's okay, no instruction. Well, no instructions, you see that coming up twice. That's super easy. It doesn't always have to be on the physical product. You can differentiate the packaging, even the marketing and the product listing is a differentiation. So that's super easy. You add detailed instructions, boom, you're not getting these reviews. But what you want to do is look for product listings with a lot of reviews, one, and then that have a lower rating. So ideally, you want to look for products with thousands of reviews and 4.2 or below. In general, you have to look through a decent amount of your competition, look for patterns, and if you see patterns like this, like already we found one, you know there is ability to differentiate. So the last one would be the ability to know that your product is evergreen, right? What we want to negate is that next year, someone's going to just make the new version. No one's buying this anymore, and all of our inventory, we're shit out of luck, right? So what we want to do is really research this. You can't necessarily look at this on Helium 10. You want to look into the market, do some market research, see how it's trending. You can see certain trends like this on the overall keyword and product listings, but you want to look at what's selling on the market. If it's something that you see a small update would make yours obsolete, you want to avoid. And so this is something you have to sit with and really research. If you determine, okay, this is not at risk for the next person to make this obsolete, then it's time to start reaching out to suppliers. But remember, the less technology, the less trendy the product is, in general, it has more ability to be evergreen. So this is almost no tech, it's just wood. Pretty likely that this will not be obsolete. This, from my brief perspective, checks all the boxes, and we would start to move on to reaching out to suppliers and seeing what setting up a production line would actually look like.
There it is. Those are the 6 key criteria you need to verify before launching your next Amazon FBA product. In the meantime, if you want Helium 10, we have a discount in the show notes. You can get your first 6 months 20% off by using the link. If you are going to find a product, you need a tool, so take us up, use Helium 10. There's no long-term commitment. A couple other things. Please subscribe to our channel to get notified about future videos. Also, give us a like and comment on this video. Let us know what you want to see. It really helps us out. Lastly, we run a 12-month Amazon FBA mentorship program called the Accelerator 2.0 program. We take students, most of which have zero experience, all the way through launching 3+ products on Amazon, building, scaling a brand, and really setting themselves up with something that could become their primary income source by the time the program is over. If you're interested, we take a certain allotment each month. Book a call, speak to someone on our team. We'd love to speak with you soon. Till the next time.